The birth of the American marching band can be traced back to the Revolutionary era. Early Americans adopted this concept from the British, who had been using bands to raise troop morale. The first official U.S. marching band was created on July 11, 1798. It utilized French instruments which were purchased with congressional approval. Marching bands, and music in general, were highly valued by the Founding Fathers, with Thomas Jefferson himself asking for the Marine Band to play at all his parties. This led to the band being known as the President's Own.
In the late 1800s, marching bands began to gain popularity outside of the normal instruments played in their own or in the military. The first band to ever form was the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, formed in 1857 and performing at football games and other sporting events to raise school spirit and morale. This was heavily due to the rise in the development of football as a college sport. Not long after, other colleges came to join the new marching band movement, with new bands forming all across the country throughout the rest of the 1800s. Interestingly enough, the University of Michigan Marching Band was created in 1896 to add music to the campus and was shortly used after, in 1898, to play at football games. This form of marching band would stay for quite some time until new ways of competing came to light in the 1920s. Before we talk about the 1920s, there was a brief period where the United States became involved in 2 world wars, and marching band development came to a halt. During both of the wars, the U.S. initiated a draft to enlist people in the military. This draft ended up drafting not just people, but also band directors, teachers, and fans of the marching bands. Many bands couldn't progress until after the wars ended. Despite the pause in college band, a new era of military music emerged, characterized by more complex rhythms and a growing preference for snare drums within the military ranks. This steered away from the fife and drum and became more about snare drum cadences. And while fife and drum were still used a little bit, they were kept in ranks and away from the battlefield. In the 1920s, a new form of marching band began in the form of marching band competitions. This type of marching band activity was huge among high schools, who would go to create marching band programs just to compete in these competitions. These new competitions would create a new era for marching bands in the U.S. The first national marching band competition was held in Chicago, where the winner was given a $1,000 cash prize. People saw many bands participate. The winner was eventually crowned Fostoria Senior High School of Ohio, but this was only the beginning. After the competition, new rules and official scoring were largely revised, and national competitions took a halt for 3 years to grow high school marching bands and encourage bands to improve. This created the start of regional and state competitions for marching bands across the U.S., as many still wanted to practice and compete. Finally, in 1926, more bands emerged with the National Marching Band Tournament, where bands were asked to play a part of the prelude by George Bizet and a march. Nowadays, local competitions, along with regionals, states, and nationals, are a staple to the marching band community, and we couldn't do without them.
In 1965, marching bands were at the height of their popularity. To showcase groups on a national stage, Drum Corps Associates was created. This program created a nationwide tournament for marching bands, now known as Drum Corps, to perform shows on a football field, which would demonstrate their musical and visual prowess. Conflicting show schedules and financial issues led to the creation of Drum Corps International in 1972, which earned the name through the presence of a single Canadian corps. DCI would become the center of innovations in the marching activity, with a yearly summer tour and a world champion crowned every August. DCI continues to push the boundaries of what is musically possible, with corps dedicating their entire summers to the activity. A DCI tour experience usually begins in late May, when performers move in to dorms and learn a show with the rest of the corps members. From there, they board a bus and travel across the nation, rehearsing for hundreds of hours and playing numerous shows. Modern marching bands are full of legacy and tradition, but still find ways to innovate year after year. It is estimated that there are 20,000 high school marching band members and 27,000 college band members in the country. DCI currently has 50 corps, and there are numerous other programs across the nation supporting the marching arts. 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,